India's defence exports touched a record of rupees 12,815 crore in the 2021-22 fiscal year, which marks a manifold increase since 2014. In fact, India is moving fast from being the biggest arms importer to a big exporter in the defence sector. The reason for such an unprecedented rise in exports could be attributed to the implementation of several reformative policies and initiatives by the Narendra Modi government, including delicensing, deregulation and export promotion. Special emphasis was given on foreign investment liberalization in the defence sector. Equally important was focusing on transparency, predictability and ease of doing business. The country's defence exports push is a part of its effort to become part of the global defence value chain and one of the leading countries in the defence sector. The government has set an ambitious target to achieve exports of about 35,000 crore rupees in aerospace and defence goods and services by 2025. It would be interesting to note that 70% contribution to the exports during the financial year 2021-22 came from the private sector, while the public sector accounted for the remaining 30%. In a tectonic shift from the policies of the earlier governments, the present government is giving much importance and space to the private sector in defence industry. Government's contention is that without involving the private manufacturing sector, the goal of Atmanirbhar or self-reliance in defence cannot be achieved. Keeping this in consideration, this year's budget allocation on the defence sector's capital outlay has been increased significantly. To boost the private sector in defence, micro, small and medium enterprises (MSMEs) have also been encouraged. Around 12,000 MSMEs have joined the defence industry. Due to encouraging initiatives on the part of the government, innovation, research and development and the number of startups have increased. The increased partnership with the private sector has led to a substantial rise in defence exports. India's defence exports have increased from 1,521 crore rupees in 2016-17 to rupees 12,815 crore in 2021-22. It is worth mentioning that India's defence sector was very strong even before independence. Participating in a seminar organized by the Indian Navy recently in New Delhi, Prime Minister Modi recalled that at the dawn of independence, there were 18 ordnance factories in the country, where many types of military equipment, including artillery guns, were made. He said India then used to be an important supplier of defence equipment in World War II. However, India's strength in the defence sector kept on weakening in later years. To facilitate exports, the Narendra Modi government has also undertaken key institutional changes in recent years. The creation of the Export Promotion Cell in the Department of Defence Production is one of the significant institutional steps. Measures like the 2019 Defence Attachés DA scheme is another, as part of which financial support to undertaking outreach activities and market studies are provided to DAs. The DA scheme in its initial avatar divided 85 countries into three categories, A, B and C, with the category A countries being seen as having the highest potential for exports. India now exports defence items to the United States, the Philippines and other countries in the Southeast Asia, the Middle East and Africa. Military hardware being exported by India include missiles, the advanced light helicopter, offshore patrol vessels, personal protective gear, surveillance systems and a variety of radars. In January, India's BrahMos Aerospace in the Philippines signed a deal worth almost $375 million for the Philippine Marines to acquire 3 batteries of the BrahMos cruise missile. The world has taken note of the BrahMos deal, and several other Asian and African countries could be potential buyers of the missile. India's defence indigenization push is expected to add value to the domestic defence industry and help boost their exports profile. Not just incremental, but significant changes in institutional structures and policy framework have been initiated to facilitate defence exports, signifying an unmistakable intent and resolve on the part of the government.